What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I would like to start off by thanking everybody for tuning into my videos, the Meth Monster and the Oxycodone Nightmare. I really appreciate that, and I want to continue on with this series. It's been about a year and a half since I talked about my addiction, and I wanted to kind of share my experience with you guys, so that maybe someone out there might need some help, or they might be going through the same thing that I went through, and I feel like it's just one of those kind of gifts that you should pass on to others. If you get out of this racket, this crazy cycle of addiction, and you make it alive, because a lot of people, they don't make it alive, and I feel like I need to continue on sharing my experiences with this epidemic that a lot of people struggle with, not only individuals but someone they know, family member, a loved one. So I really appreciate all the comments, everybody reaching out, people with the same problems that I had, reaching out, and people that have reached out saying thank you for sharing, because now I won't make your mistakes. And that's the whole goal, is to try to help people. So today I just want to talk about getting sober, the very beginning, man, that first week. And I remember I would never get sober, because I would get a couple days of clarity and the shame would be just so overwhelming. And a lot of us will deal with that, all the things that we've done. There's no blinds being pulled down anymore, when you have clear thoughts and memories and stuff, especially in the very beginning, because it's so emotional. Those are the biggest challenges. Is, for me, it was emotional challenges, physically, of course, with being sore and tired. And even though I trained all my life, I still felt like an old man. I could barely move. I was just sore, sick, feeling like I had the flu, and just mentally lost. And I know I talk to a lot of people when they first get sober, and we all kind of fall in that same category, as just, hitting rock bottom, having the gift of desperation, which is a great place to be. When I share this experience with you about getting sober, I mean, that's the most important part of this journey, man. Finally hitting that rock bottom. And all these years, man, I would hit a rock bottom and I would think I would get there. And then eventually, like I shared in the last video, when I was doing pain pills and I was just out of control and I relapsed, I just wanted to end my life. And that point was really, I felt so desperate. I felt so ashamed. I had low self-esteem, the feeling of just worthlessness, on top of being dope sick, and just felt like a pathetic man, to be honest with you. I would look at myself in the mirror and I would not recognize that person, and I didn't like that person that was in the reflection. So when I finally had enough, because I used to go to meetings, like I shared, and I used to fake going to meetings. I would never reach out, get help. I would never, build any kind of support group, because I was so ashamed of myself and I felt so weak. And I just looked around and I thought everybody else was a loser. And that was my attitude. But really, at the end of the day, I was the real loser, because some of these people were getting sober, man, and they were doing the right thing. They were living the life that they needed to live in recovery. They were asking for help. They were living life on life's terms. And at that time, I really didn't want it, man. You know, I had people training me I was training that were in the program. And, you know, you know, I would always find some excuse, you know. I would always find an excuse not to do it this time, not to follow through, you know, whatever it was, so I could just run back to my vices, so I could just put the blinds down. I could numb what I was really going through, which was trauma that I didn't even, you know, well, I realized that, but I never had the honesty to face it head on, you know, till I finally walked into the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous. You know, I chose Alcoholics Anonymous because every time I went to NA, I just found my new drug dealer. You know, I didn't like how, you know, they did the meetings, and the clientele there, like I said, were, you know, seemed like they never got an anniversary, you know, NA, no anniversary. It just seemed like it was just, you know, a different environment. So I found a group in Ormond where I was living called the Easy Does It Club. And, you know, I went to my first meeting. I remember it was a Tuesday morning, 10 a.m., the 10 a.m. meeting. And, you know, I remember just finally saying, hey, I'm Craig. I'm a alcoholic addict, and I need help, man. And that was a big deal for me, man, because I didn't want to ask for help, you know. And that was the big thing, was just to reach out. You know, it was so hard. You know, the hardest part of getting sober in the beginning is just showing up. Just showing up, man. The narrative in your head, what am I going to do with all this time on my hand? You know, how am I going to deal with this shame? How am I going to get my life back to normal? You know, I felt so lost. I felt so drained emotionally. I felt like I was never going to get out of this hole. And, but I felt different this time, man. I felt like I had the willingness to try this time, you know, and putting up my hand and saying, I need help. And, you know, a bunch of good men, you know, I met, and, you know, they were there to support me, man. And they, you know, they pass around a schedule, and all the guys, you know, put their number on, you know, guys with guys, girls with girls. And, you know, had a bunch of numbers, and, you know, actually I called these people, man. I called them because I didn't know how to get sober, man, and they did. And I wanted what they had, man. I just really did. I wanted what they had. And, you know, I would pick up that phone, man, and it weighed 1,000 pounds, man. That phone was so heavy, you know, and just to reach out and say, hey, man, I'm having a rough time. What do you do? You know, and it's, you know, just for today is the big saying, you know, every hour. To me, it was every minute. I didn't know how I was going to survive. I didn't know what I was going to do with my time. I didn't know how to deal with myself. And that was the most honest evaluation that I took about, you know, on myself, was I didn't want to deal with me. I didn't like who I was. And I dug myself into this big hole, and I just, you know, I wanted help. And, you know, I got support. Like I said, I got numbers. I got a sponsor right away. And someone that I could relate to, someone that was a partier, a womanizer, you know, reckless, in trouble with the law, you know, all the check marks in the boxes that, you know, that I could relate to, you know. And right away I started working on my steps, man. And I just started going to meetings. And I just went to as many meetings as I could, man. And that's how the process started. You know, I just had to be honest with myself, ask for help, and have the willingness, man. You know, it's all about having the willingness to just walk in those rooms, ask for help, and hang out with the winners. You know, the people that are actually working the program. You know, there's people that aren't. and there's people that are. And, you know, I just gravitated to the people that were doing the right thing. And I wanted to be like them. I listened to everything they said. I grasped on to every little word. I listened, I shared, and that's what got me going, man, you know? And, you know, I owe that, you know, that beginning part, you know, the people that helped me, the program, the relationships I was building. That's where it all started for me. And that's what got me going. And it gave me the tools to use, which I'll share in my next video, the first 90 days, so you guys can get a better understanding of what goes on in the first 90 days. You know, that's one of the big steps that you make. You know, that's an error that you go through that is quite meaningful, you know. And I'll share what I did and the people that helped me, how I worked the steps, and how, you know, they affected my life. And, you know, it's just crazy. So I'll leave it there. I hope you guys find this video helpful. I really appreciate the comments, people reaching out. Really appreciate the support. And I just want everyone to know out there that's struggling with addiction, there's always hope, man. You know, I was a junkie, just lost, in jail, homeless, you know, experiencing homelessness, you know, didn't want to live anymore. And today I'm just so grateful for life, you know. And that was just, you know, 7, 8 years ago, man. You know, you would never even recognize the person. Well, you saw the mugshot. The mugshots, I should say. So, but yeah, I just want anyone out there that know if you're struggling or you have a family member struggling and you need to talk to someone, just hit me up in the comments and it'd be a pleasure to help out, man. Because, you know, what I've learned through the years is it's the gift that keeps giving. You have to give it away, you know. You have to give it away to keep it. And that is so true, man. So thanks, guys, for tuning in. I appreciate everybody who's been liking and subscribing to the channel. We hit 1,500 subscribers. That's all because of you guys. So I appreciate it. If you like the content, please like and subscribe, comment, say hi, keep the algorithm going. And I really appreciate the support, guys. And I'll talk to you guys soon.